prophet warned his people about the Antichrist, about DAJJAL, the false Messiah. And the prophet Noah warned his people. But I say to you something that none ever said before me. The Antichrist sees with one eye, his left eye. He's blind in the right eye. But your Lord is not one eye. It's not.
Ils le rapportèrent en Europe et ils fondèrent l'ordre du Temple. Au siècle suivant, ils le transportèrent clandestinement hors d'Europe et ils fondèrent une nouvelle société secrète, celle des francs-maçons, en l'honneur des pâtissiers.
La version officielle des attentats du 11 septembre. Bon, ben lui, il n'a rien compris. Hein. 11 septembre, tu bouffes, tu la fermes. C'est bon, c'est bon. Je peux en avoir une autre part. Tu finis les miettes dans l'assiette. Abdullah, c'est bon.
And as we have been programmed mentally, intellectually, one must be aware of this. Being programmed like a computer.
The programming that we are constantly assaulted by throughout our life conditions us. It programs us to a particular worldview.
Is they are absolutely propagandizing the world with all of their theses about the nature of the universe that we live in. Where we come from, our origins, the origin of the universe, and so forth.
The project is literally the secularization of the world, to completely strip the world from religious beliefs. This is the project, and that is why it is called Novus Ordo Seclorum, a new secular or worldly order.
A new study says the news media have been pushing a gospel of godlessness on the American public.
Sure, it's hard for some of you to believe, but you will never see it more clearly than you will today. I mean, it's just so amazing. The creationists were right all along. To be honest, they just didn't have the argumentative skills.
All of you are engaged in running your mouths, doing your business, multiplying, buying houses, cars, business, whatever you're doing. And when you're told about God, religion, life, morality, you're saying, look, I ain't got no time for that.
Because this media is here and designed to make sure that they ask no critical questions. To make sure that the only thing that they are concerned about is having a good time. The only thing they're concerned about is filling their bellies. The only thing they're concerned about is acquiring more and more material things. And so that is why today, one of the struggles that you have as young people, that when you want to do different events and you want to talk about real issues, you have the struggle of many of your peers who've been so conditioned in this matrix that they would rather party than listen to the truth. They would rather party and shop and go to the mall than to stand up for issues of justice. They're stuck in the matrix. They're stuck in the matrix. But you have the responsibility of helping to wake them up.
Et jamais dit le super-homme existe et il est américain. Ce que j'ai dit, c'est Dieu existe et il est américain. Maintenant, si vous commencez à ressentir une terreur religieuse intense en réfléchissant à ce concept, ne vous alarmez pas. Cela signifie que votre équilibre mental est intact.
He went on to say that when Dajjal is released into the world, he would live on earth for 40 days. One day like a year, one day like a month, one day like a week, and the rest of his days like your days. When Dajjal was in a day which is like a year, Britain was his headquarters. When Britain was the ruling state in the world and the sterling pound was the international currency. And then Dajjal moved to a day which is like a month, and the United States replaced Britain as the ruling state in the world. And the US dollar became the international currency. Was the new money that Israel will use to enslave mankind. Dajjal comes, if he is to convince the Jews that he is the Messiah, he will have to rule the world. Now you are understanding what's happening today, aren't you? In order for him to rule the world from Jerusalem, he will, number one, have to liberate the Holy Land for the Jews. It's under Muslim rule. He's already done that. 1917. He will have to bring the Jews back to the Holy Land to reclaim it as their own. He's already done that. 2,000 years after Allah expelled them, they're back there now. Tell me, what's your explanation? This is mine. Is there any secular explanation out there from the universities? This is the explanation from those who follow the Quran and Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, that it is Dajjal who has brought them back to the Holy Land to reclaim it as their own. If he is to successfully impersonate the Messiah, he will have to restore a state of Israel in the Holy Land and get them to believe that this is Holy Israel. He's already done that. Israel was created in 1948, 2,000 years after Allah destroyed Holy Israel, and Israel has been restored in the Holy Land. This is my explanation, that Dajjal is the one who is responsible for this. Let me hear your explanation, secular scholarship. And if he is to successfully impersonate the Messiah, then Israel must become the ruling state in the world. Are you understanding politics now? Are you understanding economics and monetary economics now? Are you understanding what is happening in the world of history now? Yes. All of these things that are happening in the world are meant to deliver to Israel the status of ruling state in the world. And when Israel launches her wars, as she will have to in order to succeed the United States, when Israel launches her wars, which are just around the corner, it's going to start just now. It could be Syria, an attack on Syria. And Russia and China are convinced that they're going to attack Syria like mad dogs. And so Russia and China are preparing to fight back. You're not going to do it. It's going to be showdown. It could be nuclear war around the corner.